Does it ever happen to you that one day after your announcement, you get really close to the lifelong goal that you just announced? Thinking, I'll probably get there in 2 years. And then you basically do 99% of what it's supposed to be. It could happen to you. It could happen to me. I'm Klex, and the day after I made the video about what I wanted to do, which is a no-miss run of Dangun PB, which would be great and would put me pretty high up in the leaderboards, I got a PV that we're going to review today. The bad news is I didn't get the true last boss because I did die, but it was pretty insane, and we're gonna go through the review of it. It puts me in number 7, the little PS4 rankings, ahead of Tomotomo, who uses a similar ship, but his strat was insane. I think, is that a thing that you can say? I think he's that person is much more deserving than what I was doing. It's just the ending kind of fell apart, but the rest of it was just insanity. Maybe we'll review it one of these days if I can find that person somehow and ask for permission. But in the meantime, let's dive right into it. So for the people who are not really familiar with Dangun PB, I could explain the ship selection while I'm stretching. So you have the Type C, which is like the very white shot. It's used a bit. There's Type A, which is very, very rarely used, pretty much never used at all. But we're gonna pick Type B. It's generally the most impressive one. We have Roll Type. I was stretching my hands. Roll Type is very useful. It has piercing abilities, and we have Bomb. The first one we don't really use as much. And the idea is you kill enemies, they give you the amount of points that is indicated at the top right, and when you get a cyborg or a disco man, then that score multiplier increases. So the first enemies gives you a couple points, and then the next ones, when you're at like 300 disco men, they give you so much. And in the end, the difference of a couple disco men can make a whole lot of difference, like 1,000 points, 10 20 disco men, you can gain so much more. There's a cap at 999 that will attain, especially in the last stage of the 5. So this has 5 stage. The first one is, you know, it's kind of a tutorial. It explains you the basics, how you can make ships spawn a little faster, and that gives you more disco men. So you want to speedrun everything, which is what I'm doing. I'm just with the missile. We can yeah, you can see that I'm just alternating with my powerful shot, which is the missile. I didn't use roll. Roll is very powerful, especially against the bosses. But there's a couple things that we can do in here with this missile, especially the fact that it combos. So it has chain reaction. An enemy that dies because of missile will trigger a missile explosion. So you can have like chain explosions of missile, and that's incredibly good. It's called bomb on the menu, but there's also a bomber, which is the thing that you see at the top left. You see bomber stock below the score, and in the game screen, the bottom left is the bomb count. You can see it here as well. So I'll just say missile. Oh boy. So whenever a wave is still active, the next wave will not spawn, so you have to kill all the ships. And that's how you basically gain extra disco man. There's another idea with score. It's if you kill a big ship very fast, or a small ship very fast, they will give out more disco man than what they can give out. For small ships, it's just 1 disco man. If you take too long, they give out nothing. But for big ships, sometimes they give out a metric crap ton of disco man, and sometimes the decreasing rate is incredibly high. So you wait a second and you have pretty much nothing. which is why I'm like speedrunning the big turret ships and most of the ships. So missile makes quick work of this little sequence, although since I have type B, my main shot is not very wide, so I took a little bit of time there, which made me lose a lot of time actually. Normally 2 turret ships were supposed to spawn on the left, which they will now, and then turret on the right, yep. But I missed the waves and enemies that I talked about in the previous video. You can always check it out. Here I do a better job. I pull out some missiles. I could actually turn off the webcam. Just look at the offensive power. You see at the bottom, powerful, that's the missiles that I shot. And you can see that they keep building up power for 10 hours, and then kablamo! That mid-boss gets smoked. I almost died there. That sequence is very scary. I don't think I'm doing it pretty, like, quite precisely. I found a better way of doing it. So hopefully we can go a little better. But yeah, stage 2 is definitely among the stages that I need to practice a lot, because if I don't, then it's just a reset point. Very early in the game, you might think, yeah, it's alright. It's not alright. It's just very draining at the end. Also, the reason why I wanted to destroy the turret ships like very fast before the mid-boss section is simply because the main wave changes completely after that. So you just want to get whatever you can get by that point. The main wave becomes very different at the second half. And if you're fast enough, you can gain about 40 disc command, which is huge. Especially in this stage, you can get closer to 999 disc command. And the boss, the formula is the number of disc command squared, basically. If you haven't broken your chain, that is. And so that would give you pretty much 1,000,000. You'll see what I get is going to be like, well, deduce it from 1,000,000, and you'll see the amount of points that I potentially lost. So a little detail: when I'm using a bomb, I get invincible. All the bullets are cancelled. It's super strong. I can only have 4 at once. If I take an extra 1, I get a bonus that is similar to like max power up, and I don't want it. I just don't want it. I want to use bombs because they're incredibly powerful. I don't know why I put that missile. So that destroyed this ship, which made the bug that I'm trying to get not work at all. So we have the main wave at the same time that there's a secondary wave, and I kind of wanted to be able to just be by myself, me and the secondary wave, so that I can farm the ships, gain a lot of points, and be safe at the same time. But it didn't work, so I'll try to get back to the plan by killing these. So these ships at the top left, I want to keep alive, because if they're still alive, then that triggers the glitch where the game thinks that the main waves are still like active, so it's waiting right now. It's waiting for me to, you know, to kill the wave, but I can't do that. They've gone away. It's gonna take about 20 seconds for the game to figure out while I'm farming those crazy ships. So yeah, that was 27 disc command. Could be 28 or 29. I think they started at 30 before they even appear. So you have to destroy these extremely fast. They're not even that deadly. And without the main wave to tell me what to do, I feel pretty good about that little chunk. I think I managed to get the bug going. Yes. Yeah, just making sure not to kill those ships again. So I'm triggering the bug again, and that allows me to basically do the end of the stage that can be quite tricky without the main wave. And you'll see that it's still not easy. So that part is completely scripted. There's no main wave that intervenes here. I think I get it slightly messed up. No, not at all. Actually, I stayed in the middle. I think that's what you want to do here. 2 missiles for the mid boss. No main wave ships to slow me down, which is great. Yeah, this, when he's about to die, the tank, things are definitely going alright, even though it's very impressive. So remember when I said 4 is the maximum? I cannot pick that bomb right now, but I'm using a bomb and then picking up the bomb stock, which puts me at 4 again and allowed me to use a 5th bomb, which is cool because, well, A, I almost died, and B, some of the phases in that, the first half are very random. I really don't like these. Please? Okay. Yeah, I really don't like that little sequence with the green turret, because you seem that you would think that they're aimed. They're not really. And I really have bombs to spare there. I'm gonna get a new one very early on in the next stage, so middle, left, right, and 3 in the middle. That is the order of the ray ships, which is good. You want to be a bit proactive against these. If you destroy them and they're at a distance, they'll do this exactly. Those 4-way shots. And yeah, you can see it can be very, very conditioning. Stage 4 is getting pretty hellish at this point. Very few bullets, very difficult to react, and even though I picked the maximum speed for my ship, I mean, it's still harder to control, and there's a lot of things that I'll have a lot of trouble anticipating. Basically, you can think of the bullets as being like very big, with a small chance that if I get closer to them, I'll die, because my ship is just so fast. I'm not really, like, I don't master perfectly where I'm heading and where I'm gonna be in relation to the bullet. Okay, TIE fighters to the left. And I put missiles to the left. Bam, bam, bam. Normally it's supposed to kill all the ships. Those ships with the blue bullets, all the blue bullets that are blinking, they're horrible. Absolutely abhorrent, because they accelerate and they're still kind of slow. Sometimes you forget about them. You dodge them once and your ship is just so fast that you manage to find them back in your path. And yeah, I've lost a couple runs because of this. The rest of level 4 is going to be like pretty much textbook what I want stage 4 to be. I still have 4 bombs, so I think I took it safe, even though I used the missile to break the tank. One survived, and I was not feeling okay about it. That section you bomb. I found a way to not bomb it, but yeah, I'm going for a different approach from the previous PB, which is what I just did. I basically kill the ships a bit faster, so we have this little section here that is manageable because there's not all of the turrets on the screen, and then I waste a little bit of time to take off all the turrets here that shoot the green shots. They're very small and they're hard to spot. And all in all, yeah, just a great stage 4. I still haven't died, so at that point I'm realizing that things are going my way. Definitely. 998, 999 before the boss even. That's pretty insane. It's pretty good. Normally you just wait for the boss to give you like this command up to 999. And if you watch the previous video, you're gonna notice something quite funny. See? I'm staying in the right and I'm moving to the left. And hey, See, that makes things a bit more consistent because now, for the same amount of movement, you have a bigger chance of dodging the main bullet goo that is aimed at you. So that makes things a bit more consistent. You just have to worry about the green thing. A little green spread that was in the middle. And it's just aimed, so not much to say here. I have 3 bombs, so I can use the 2 bombs, but I kind of got a bit stressed out. I fired them way too early. I'm supposed to wait a little bit. So I got the ending of the boss. And yeah, the ending sequence is that's the part where you want to be invincible. All right. So missiles to the sides. Yep, it worked well. I didn't use a missile in the middle. You could use that. I didn't really, but in any case, Type B takes care of it quite nicely. This is the part where I'm thinking, man, this is my game to lose. If I do no miss and I go 8,000,003, and considering how everything is going so far, it'll probably bring me up to 12 million, which is immense. And it would also be a pretty solid true last boss. So, needless to say, my heart rate was a bit high. That ship also scared the heck out of me, I think. I almost bumped into it, which the game does not take kindly. Just erases your ship from existence, basically. No power down. Okay, so this part, I need to do missiles to the right side. And that's how I can destroy, yeah, bam, all those ships. They shoot so many bullets everywhere. And this sequence, I was about to explain in the video, but then I realized I just basically gave up. I basically gave up. I used 2 bombs. I started with 1, and there are 4 in this entire stage. So, I will end up, if everything goes well, at 3 bombs, which makes the boss doable. I will say it's definitely doable. With me, it's probably a 4-6 matchup, right? As long as I don't use bombs, then I should be doing fine. There are a couple of big hitches. This guy, I want to destroy them as fast as possible because they shoot a bunch of bullets very close to you when they're going down. Those are done. And then I'm realizing we're getting close to the bridge with the big tanks. There's just one bit of the main wave remaining, and the main wave is halted temporarily while those tanks are coming in. I want to destroy them as fast as possible. I ran into the bullets once, even though it's pretty scripted. That one is very scary because of the blue bullets that go everywhere on top of all the turrets. And I got very scared there. See, this is a little thing that you don't want. I almost died there. And I'm like, oh my god, it's almost done. No, wait, there's a disco man in the middle. No, you can see I'm holding left here in the replay info. I'm like, no, the disco. Why did I do that? There's no, like, I could kill the enemies and then I'll pick it up later. I died. So I'm thinking, you know what? Don't cry because it's over. Cry because it happened. Let's just keep the show on the road. I have 3 bombs because I died. But I had 3 bombs before I died. So it's kind of like, you know, I didn't really die. So if I kill that boss without dying, you know, the little chessy thing will tell me I did 1 blunder, but the rest of it is going to be 0, you know? So I set myself to do that with that in mind. Disco Man came down, so I tried to kill the right part pretty fast, and I did this, which I hadn't exactly calmed down from what was happening. Yeah, so that was the quick kill that I explained. I didn't really explain this sequence. So they all shoot green bullets, and when you kill the missile, they will drop the blue bullet, and everything is aimed at you directly. It's just nothing. So what I do is I move to the right side a bit, but not completely full on to the right side. And then I see the blue bullets coming out. I move completely to the left edge, the edge of the screen, and then I do a little thingamagoo. I died, so I was like, man, that's a shame. It was not even that hard of a pattern. I just got crazy a bit. And you wanna know the funny thing? It got pretty close to my PB. If we look at the stages, 8,000,003, 100k for the bomb, and 500,000 for the life, which makes me very close to 9 million. But obviously the next objective would be True Last Boss, and hopefully I can make this a reality. In the meantime, we're going to have very soon the results for the submissions to Speedon, the French charity marathon. So hopefully, you know, we can have a big show there. And if that's not the case, it's all right. I think I'm very close to it, and I'm definitely gonna keep going until we get there. I think March is gonna be the month of Dangun, where I can get to that juicy 12 million points. We'll see. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll definitely see you next time. See ya.